Yo, what is going on, guys? It is your boy CWL here, back on the mic. I re-record this because I felt the video was too long and too drawn out. We're gonna go right into the pools. I'm gonna just break down the rosters, and we're just gonna go from there. I'm gonna mention the All-Star matchup, and then after I mention the All-Star matchup, I'm gonna mention notable open bracket teams who could make it into pools. Also, fun fact: this is one of two or three events in the last year where a bunch of Halo teams just came here because of what's it called? I think it's because Halo wasn't as popular, but Halo Infinite's coming out, so that should be changing pretty soon. So yeah, hold up. All right, got it pulled up. So first matchup, it's going to be Pool A, Red Reserve, United, FaZe Clan, and Tainted Minds. Tainted Minds shocked me out the gate because I didn't think they would even qualify. That is the first of two seasons that two APOC teams from the APOC region have qualified for the CWL Pro League. So we're going to go Red Reserve, who just made a roster change. They switched out I think they switched out Josh for Scraps. Scraps is a beast right now. His stock is way, way high. I think his stock might be as high as Scumps, something like that. One would guess. He's playing really, really well. And so that team is going to be Zero, Rated, Joe, and Scraps. Right? Okay, so yeah, that team is really good. I think they're top 4 right now in their division. And then E United, they're top 3 in their division, I think, maybe. And FaZe Clan's top 4, I think, in theirs. And Tainted Mind is somewhere near the bottom, sadly. But that's to be expected because it is their first season in the Pro League, but they still have a chance to bounce back and get relegated in. So top 2 from this pool. Off the back, I'm just going to go ahead and guess E United and Red Reserve. FaZe Clan, I have high hopes for, but they just switched their rules. They switched attached to flex, and they had They had top 3 flex player Priesta go to sub. So let's just see how that works out for them. They said it's worked. From what I've seen on Twitter, they said it's been working out better for them, but who knows until they, show up at their first event. They've been placing. I'm not gonna say consistently throughout the year, but they've been placing. They've been had some weird plays. They went from top 4 to top 12. So it's kind of up and down. But ultimately, I mean, they came from open bracket to place top 4. That was kind of crazy. I think the second event. Anyways, okay, so that top 2 from that is going to be E United, Red Reserve. And I think if FaZe Clan pull off a Game 5 upset against one of these two, they can make top 2. But from that, I'll just go off of what I perceive. Pool B, it's going to be Rise, TK, LG, Epsilon. Epsilon, no offense, off the back, I think they're not even going to place top 3 in this pool. They're going to just stick at 4 or 5th. If the open bracket team's good enough. Rise, number 1 team in the game. They just say they have number 1 flex in the game, number 1 AR in the game, Slasher for number 1 AR. And they have the number 1 flex player in the game, which is Gunless. The rest of the roster is going to be the in-game leader, Looney. And then they have their really, really talented sub players, TJ, who just recently turned 18. And he already won, I think, one event. Yeah, no, he's won 2 events with his roster. But the last time they won, it wasn't with this squad. It was with Methods instead of Slasher. So, anyways, that's probably my first place to even win this event. If they don't win this event, I'll be kind of surprised. I think if they don't win it, then EG or Optic might. Other than that, I don't think anyone else has really contention to win it. So anyways, moving on to TK, that's going to be Enable. I just want to say the old roster. I'm thinking Theory for some dumb reason. Theory's a good player, though. So Enable, Pharaoh, Accuracy, and Kenny. Kenny is a top 3 sub in the game. And Enable just joined, but he's showing progress. He's a flex player. And that's what they really needed. Accuracy is a good AR. People say he fell off after the FG meta, but I mean, it may look like that, but you never know. They could bounce back and do something. Uh, and then they have Pharaoh. Pharaoh's really known for his S&D, but when he was first into the community, but now he switched over to Respawn and he's doing pretty well actually. He's holding his own in CTF especially. Um, okay, so moving on from that roster, LG. LG is they didn't put up the best stats for their. They have top players, 100%. They have JCap, Formal, and John and Slacked. That's their roster, but one would assume that they're placing top two in the division. They're smoking teams. That's not the case. They just switched over. They just switched out Octane from Formal, and many people agree that Octane is Formal's counter. But I mean, it's at the end of the day, it is what it is. But if it goes to a game 5 between TK or Rise, uh, if LG pull it out, they can place top 2 in this pool. But I don't see it happening unless they come out the gates like hot. You know, if they come out cold, they're definitely getting 3rd or 4th place in their pool. But yeah, top 2 is gonna be Rise and TK for me for Pool B. Pool C, I'm gonna just tell you what I think, and then I'm gonna tell you why. So we have EG, Unilad, Echo Fox, and Mind Freak. EG is gonna be Aches, Silly, Adam Assault, and Apathy. And then so you have Silly, he's an aggressive sub player. You have Apathy, who's an aggressive sub player. You have Aches, really good intergame leader, and then you have Adam Assault, who's really good with an AR, and he's really good at S&D. Like crazy, I think he's a top 3 S&D player in this game after what I've seen last event. Crazy. And then Unilad's gonna be, I don't even remember who their 4 players are, dude. I remember Wuskin. I remember Shawnee, Wuskin, Alex, and then I don't remember who their 4th is. But if I do remember who the 4th is, I'll probably put it over this. Put it at 7-10, right? Something like that. Anyways, Echo Fox is gonna be Nato/Saints, Donnie Temp, Aqua, and Bryce Vicento. Bryce Vicento, the in-game leader. Aqua's an AR. It's called Donnie is a flex, and then Saints is a sub player. So Bryce, so Vicento and Nato are both sub players. Then their AR is Aqua, and then their flex player is. I think Vicento's also a flex player, but then their main flex is going to be Donnie Temp. I'm having high hopes for this team. Hopefully, I think they're gonna place top 8 if they play their cards right. But you never know. Like I said, this competition's crazy. It's gonna be crazy close. I think it's gonna be closer than Seattle, if anything. Like I'm expecting a lot of game 5s because in the Pro League there was a lot of game 5s, and it just didn't make any sense. Like I don't know. Anyways, going to Mind Freak. Mind Freak is Shocks and Fido, and then I don't remember the other 2's name. Please don't quote me on that. Like. Because I really don't remember their name, but I remember Shocks and Fido. They're really good because APOC is known for their S&D, and they're known for their monster subs. Like their subs are really really good. Like so like from Pool C, I'm gonna go ahead and assume EG and Mindfree come out of this. I know that's kind of a weird guess, but the way they've been playing, I think Alex dropped like 40 something kills against E United, right? Wait. Okay, Unilad's been playing. Holy crap, I'm getting mixed up here. Unilad's been playing pretty good, but I think Mind Freak has them beat. I don't know. It may not look like that, but the way they were playing, they might have them beat. I just threw up a random stat about Alex. I'm sorry about that. Anyways, so yeah, Pool C, EG, Mind Freak, and then Pool D, it's gonna be E Classico with Optic Envy, and then we're gonna have Complexity and Spice. So breaking down the rosters real quick, Optic, two new additions, Methods and Octane, and the other 2 players are going to be Scump and Crimsix. Notable names, Scump and Crimsix, been here in the scene forever. Then Team Envy, it's going to be Pharaoh. No, I just said Pharaoh. Decimate. Team Envy is going to be Chino, Decimate, Classic, and Huke. This team has a lot to show. They have a lot to prove actually because they placed top 4 in the division, and it seems like they've been struggling against like the top tier teams. But aside from that, they've been doing pretty well. So I guess you could also say they hold themselves to a standard. Moving on, Complexity. It's gonna be Dashy, Ricky, Sensor, and Blastful. Dashy, the nasty ass S&D sniper slash good AR player. And then you have Sensor, the aggressive sub. And then you have the in-game leader, Ricky. And then you have another good AR, which is Blastful. Or I think Blastful's a flex player, but either way. Yeah, that team's really good. They beat LG last event. And then that was LG's old roster. It wasn't their new roster, so I was kind of surprised. And then Splice, it's going to be Jerd, Mad Cat, Josh, and Bance. And that team, I don't know, they've been looking kind of subpar lately. But yeah, like I said earlier, you never know. Someone could come out the gate and just bust open the whole pool predictions. But logic would tell you Optic and Envy takes this pool 100%. And so, yeah. And then moving on to the All-Star matches. Division A's All-Star match is going to be Aches, Chino, Kenny, and Scraps versus Division B's All-Star matchup, which is Clayster, Gunless, Scump, and Wuskin. First of all, I think Division B is kind of stacked because you have Clayster, Gunless, and Scump all on the same team. That's not even fair. Wuskin and Scump throw up some of the top KDs in their. I don't know about Scump, but Wuskin threw up like one of the top KDs in his division recently. And then Clayster, he's just known as a really good AR. Gunless is the top flex player, and Scump is just Scump. Scump's a monster, okay? Let's just leave it at that. So one would assume Division B is going to win that All-Star matchup. But I'm going to go ahead and say A takes it because they have Kenny, Scraps, and Chino, and Aches. Scraps is really, really, really talented. Kenny is really, really talented. Chino, he's like the toss-up for this team because he's an AR player. But if he does what he does on a basis, and he has Aches leading him, so you would almost like this would be a really, really good team on paper. I think it'd be a top 3 team for Aches because Aches has really good players around him. And whenever Aches has good players around him, he can lead and play well. And that's one thing people don't really realize about Aches. And that's why he's been like suffering from like roster to roster because he doesn't have that talent around him. He has that talent around him. He's able to guide that talent properly because they've been in that situation a million and one times, right? So ultimately, it's just gonna be. I think Division A is gonna win the All-Star matchup because Clayster's a good in-game leader, but with Gunless, Scump, and Wuskin on the team. Like not trying to brag, but like not trying to burst anyone's bubble. But I don't think he could lead that team as well as Aches. Like Clayster could lead the team 100%, yeah, because he's had Gunless on his team before. But Wuskin and Scump, no, like that's like I feel like they would get like they would play and they would get really good, especially like Scump. He would get like a big head or something like during the game, and like he would just do a stupid play and get smoked. But I mean, you would still consider this team a contender for like winning his All-Star matchup. So I mean, ultimately, I think Division A is going to take it because of Aches has like the slow AR, and then like 2 really good subs. So, yeah. And then that's kind of it for the video. I don't want to drag on too much because ultimately just me talking with pictures here. But yeah, this is my prediction video for CWL Anaheim 2018. And the next 2 events are happening. It's going to be Stage 2 playoffs and then Champs. And I'll probably do a video for Champs, but not Stage 2 playoffs because I'll probably be busy with something. Or I don't even like doing videos for those because like it's only like an 8-player thing. And so it'd be like a 5-minute video, something like that. And then throwing up the notable teams in open bracket. You have the Splice Halo roster, and then you have the Tox Gaming, which is the old Optic, and then you have a bunch of other random teams. One team that just recently formed, I think it was with Spartan and Mikwin, and then there's like a couple others Halo teams, and then you have Twizz's team. I don't remember. It's like Twizz, TCM, something like that, and then. I don't remember that team, but that's a notable open bracket team. Ghost, I think, is going to make it through open bracket because they're so talented. I think they won like the last 3 2Ks. So they have crazy amount of pro points, and they have a lot of practice going into this event. And then you have, what's it called? Mochilla's team, which is like, I'm not gonna say it's stacked. I think it's like Mochilla, BL Fire, and then like two other people. That team's really good. I like that team. I think that team under the right, if they have the right in-game leader, they'll play. They'll probably go in the open bracket too. And then another notable team that was in the last thing was I think it was like Taboo, which is an APOC team, and then the French team Heretics, which I've never heard of. Like I didn't hear until like last tournament. They're pretty good too. So that's all the notable teams in open bracket. So look out for any of those to make it open, like Splice, Talks, Heretics, Taboo, or Ricky's, not Ricky's, but Mochilla or Twitch's team, and Ghost Gaming. So yeah, that's it for the video, guys. Make sure to like, favorite, subscribe, and comment if you want to comment. I don't know if I really read it. I don't get a notification for it, so if I see it, maybe like a week or so later when I'm looking through this video. All right, guys. Peace out. Oh, yo, shout out to OTGU Gaming. I'm gonna be putting on some more content for that team, for that brand. So just be on the lookout for that. And if you're submitting clips, I'll have the video up maybe like 2 weeks or something like that, because I'm doing other things. So yeah. All right, guys. Peace out.